Hey everybody, welcome back to another collab video. Sorry for the wait. I know I've just been doing a couple things around the house and just in life in general, so forgive me for not posting this video probably like yesterday or so, but because Super Bowl is this weekend and we're probably going to get a lot of other things to talk about, so I got to get through these other news topics today so we can have room for Super Bowl and all that stuff. And also, for anybody who is asking, my Malcolm and Mary review will be coming out on Saturday night. So I'm going to aim for Saturday night, if not Sunday afternoon, because actually, you know what, we'll aim for Sunday. Aim for Sunday, because I want to give this video some time for people to watch. So, but we're just going to dive right into the subjects today, because one of which came out today, and the others came out a few days ago. And one of them is an ongoing developing story. So let's just dive right in, because there's some interesting stories to talk about today. The first one we're going to talk about right off the top, which happened this morning, is very, very, very unfortunate. Christopher Plummer has, of course, passed away, and it really feels unreal, you know, like when certain actors pass, you know. Like when Robin Williams was pronounced, you know, when he passed away, and all those other people that we've grown up with over the years, it just seems very unreal for someone like Christopher Plummer to, you know, be gone. You know, because to be honest, I'm not familiar with a lot of his work, but I've heard his name. He is a legend in the industry. I mean, he did The Sound of Music. I mean, come on, it's one of the greatest. I've not seen The Sound of Music, but I know in terms of cinema, it is hailed as one of the greatest films of all time. He's done some other films like Beginners, which is where he got his Oscar for, as well as a bunch of other pieces like All the Money in the World with the whole Kevin Spacey situation this past year or 2 years ago with Knives Out. So he's definitely had his hand in many projects. My introduction to Christopher Plummer, weirdly enough, was from Up. He played the villain in Up, so that was my introduction to Christopher Plummer when I was a child. But I will definitely be watching The Sound of Music because I really want to see him in it, and also just to see The Sound of Music in general. But it is a very, very unfortunate thing that has happened. I'm not sure what the cause of death was. I'm not sure if it was due to COVID-19 or if it was due to anything else going on behind the scenes. But it is very, very unfortunate, and may he forever rest in peace. My prayers go out to the family. Hopefully they're all doing well. And he is in a much better place. He's in a much better place. Thank you, Christopher Plummer, for everything that you've done for the industry, and I'll definitely be watching some of your filmography to familiarize myself about your incredible contributions to the world of cinema, because just knowing the list of films that he has done makes me just want to really dive deep into this legend and seeing a lot more about him and learning more about his acting style and all this stuff. But definitely the first film I'll watch is The Sound of Music. But anyways, yeah, so that happened this morning. But moving on to a lighter subject, let's get into some of the news topics that have been going on. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Chloe Zhao. Now, Chloe Zhao, you guys know, directed Nomadland, which we'll talk about Nomadland in a second. She's also, of course, directing Eternals for Marvel Studios. Well, she has her next film lined up for her, which is going to be Dracula. She is now going to be directing Dracula for Universal. She will also be writing and producing it, so she has full creative control on Dracula. And the story, according to Hollywood Reporter, is, quote, will be a far cry from the more traditional or even modern incarnations made over the years. I can't say that word for some reason. Details are being kept in the coffin, but Zhao's version is described as an original futuristic sci-fi western. That is an interesting perspective, an interesting angle to take Dracula. A futuristic sci-fi western. Now, in the vein of, I'm wondering how she is going to handle Dracula. Is she going to handle it more as a contemporary piece, or is it going to be something more or less as huge in scope as something that possibly like the Eternals is going to be? I as you guys know, I wasn't the biggest fan of Nomadland. I wasn't big on it. I thought it was a good film. I didn't love the film. I thought it was a visual marvel. I thought Frances McDormand was good in it, but I wasn't thrilled by it. I saw it at the San Diego Film Festival, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine. I didn't love it. There were better pieces there, in my particular opinion, but it's good to see that Chloe Zhao is definitely getting more attention because of that film, and that she's getting more opportunities like this. So I'm curious. I mean, it's the description has me intrigued. A futuristic sci-fi western. That is definitely an intriguing way to take Dracula. So, and of course, who's going to play Dracula is the big question. So, I'm wondering if it's going to be a contemporary film like Nomadland was, or if they are going to make it more mainstream. Curious to see how this is going to play out, but it's an interesting angle to say the least, just from the description of it. So yeah, I'm interested. They've been developing a new Dracula film, I think, since 2017. So it's been about a 4 or 5 year journey so far with the film, and glad to see that they finally have a director for it. Obviously, they were going to do something different with Dracula. I think Benicio del Toro. No. I think it was Johnny Depp. No. I remember who they got for Dracula for the Dark Universe. I think it was Benicio del Toro. I think so. I could be wrong. But it looks like that they're now going in a different direction for Dracula. Again, I don't know if it's going to be contemporary or not, but I'm interested. I haven't seen The Rider yet from Chloe Zhao, so maybe my interest will be swayed once I see that film, because I do like Chloe Zhao to a point when it came to Nomadland. The editing, didn't like that. But it was a fair film. I wouldn't say it was a great film, but a lot of people are loving that film. And speaking of Nomadland, let's transition to our main topics for today, and that is, of course, the Golden Globe nominations were announced, as well as the Screen Actors Guild nominations. I'm just going to blend this all into one just because there's not a lot of differences. I mean, there's some differences category-wise with the shows, but in terms of the main categories, in terms of who they've nominated, there's not a lot of differences. So let's start off with the Golden Globes. Now, just remember, the Golden Globes is meant to be a fun show, okay? It's not meant to hold much weight or much meaning towards the Oscars. So if you're watching the Golden Globes thinking, oh, this is definitely going to get nominated for an Oscar, not likely. Now, if you go to the Screen Actors Guild Awards, that pretty much lays the stage for what the Oscars will likely nominate in the respected categories in terms of the performers. So if you want to see who they're going to nominate in terms of the acting bits, go to the Screen Actors Guild Awards. You'll pretty much know by right there who they're going to nominate. But from both, there is a snub. From both the Golden Globes and the Screen Actors Guild, I think there's a big snub in my particular opinion, and that is Delroy Lindo for Da 5 Bloods. I think he should have been nominated. I really think he should have. I have not seen Anthony Hopkins in The Father, so I cannot say. That movie hasn't been out yet officially. I think it comes out this month sometime. But I do wish that Delroy Lindo was nominated. It doesn't seem like he's going to be nominated for the Oscar, which is pretty sad. I really liked him in Da 5 Bloods. The film in general, Da 5 Bloods, is kind of being put under the rug a little bit, so we'll see if it gets any recognition at the Oscars. But the interesting bit to note about the Screen Actors Guild is that Chadwick Boseman, who was also nominated for the Golden Globe, had made history at the Screen Actors Guild as the first actor to be nominated in all 4 categories. So he's nominated for Best Actor, he's nominated for Best Supporting Actor, Best Ensemble, and another one, I forget. There's another one. But I think at this point, I'm just going to make my prediction for the Oscars. Who I think should win is Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, who is also nominated for the Golden Globe and the Screen Actors Guild. I think he should win the Oscar, but I think Chadwick Boseman is going to win the Oscar. I think that all signs point to Chadwick Boseman winning the Oscar. I think that you just tell by the streak he's been having and by all the voting committees, you could tell that they're all about Chadwick Boseman this year. And a part of me does think, this might be a controversial thing, but I think that a part of it is a little bit due to the tragedy that has happened to Chadwick Boseman. A lot of people are probably mixing their feelings a little bit in terms of from performance and also the tragedy. Like I said in my review, I made sure to keep those feelings separate. and just watching the performance itself. And the performance itself is strong. I mean, I'm not taking that away from Chadwick Boseman. It's a strong performance. I think it's probably his best performance from what I've seen of him. But I wouldn't hand him an Oscar. I'll just put it that way. And I do think that most, if not some, had mixed those feelings together when watching the film. So that's just me, though. That's just me. But you know, again, I'm not upset that he will probably win. I'm just, you know, it wouldn't be my pick. I would say Riz Ahmed from Sound of Metal is probably my pick because that was just an incredible performance. Just so much commitment, so much effort, and I think it just paid off. And he just an effortless performance. Let me put it that way. You could just tell that that he just puts in so much, but he makes it look so easy. So, in terms of some surprises, though, I have to say Jared Leto for The Little Things, that was surprising to me because that film came out like what, a few days ago. So I'm surprised that these committees, both the Screen Actors Guild and the Golden Globes, had nominated him. So I'm pretty surprised that he got in, especially in the Screen Actors Guild. I thought I was like, okay, Golden Globes, whatever, but Screen Actors Guild, I was pretty surprised to see him in there. So he may or may not be a lock for a supporting actor nomination at the Oscars. Maybe. It's just, again, the same case with I had with Chadwick Boseman. Jared Leto put in a strong performance. I wouldn't throw him an Oscar nomination, but you know. 2020 was a lackluster year in terms of mainstream media. I would say if you go to the independents, there's so much great stuff that came out from the independent side of things, but it's been a pretty lackluster year in terms of mainstream media. But you know, that's pretty much, it's a popularity contest. I mean, that's what all these awards are about. And some of them get it right, some of them don't. But I think that for the most part, there's not a bunch of surprises. The only thing, like I said, Jared Leto, The Little Things. James Corden for The Prom, that was also one that was a little surprising to me. As well as a film called Music, which has not been released yet, which has gotten a bunch of backlash already. I haven't seen the film yet. I think it comes out later this month. I'll definitely be watching it to see just what all the noise is about. But the only thing that I have to say about award shows is I don't want them to be forcing in diversity. Pick the films you think are great and deserve a spot. Don't care about race. Don't care about you know, this and that. Just pick the films and the performers and the editors and the cinematographers, the writers, the directors, the producers. Pick the people that you believe were the best of that year and nominate them. Do not care about whether they're black, Asian, whatever. I don't care. I'm just there to see the best work possible. And if it's a bunch of white people that were the best people last year, then there you go. If it was a bunch of black people that were the best last year, there you go. If it was a bunch of Asians that were the best of last year, there you go. It does not matter to me what skin color you are, what race you are, whatever. If you put in amazing work, I want to recognize that if I was a part of this committee. I just don't want there to be like some, you know, some criteria that has to be met that, you know, like, oh, we have to make sure that we hit every single angle instead of just picking our own preferences, you know, or picking what we believe was great. So yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, my favorite performance, let me put it this way, my favorite performance of last year was from a female, Sydney Flanagan, Never Really, Sometimes, Always. And I didn't pick her just because I'm thinking, oh, obviously I'm a man, I'm going to pick a man. No, I think that Sydney Flanagan put in the best performance of last year, and I don't care that she is a female, okay? She put in the best performance because she put in the best performance, not because of whatever. So don't force in diversity. Just pick the ones that you think are great and then deserve a spot. You know, if it's a bunch of white people, there you go. If it's a bunch of black people, there you go. It doesn't matter to me. If whatever you think is great, nominate it. And I don't care about the skin color or whatever. So, and again, it's just awards, guys. It's just awards. They don't mean anything. I mean, they really don't. I mean, they're fun little things to have and they're fun little things to be a part of, but you know, but they don't mean anything. It's about the art form. It's about what we express. It's not about the piece of metal or a piece of glass that we have on our shelf. It's fun stuff to have, but it's nothing that holds any weight to storytelling. So, yeah, that's just my opinion on that. So, but anyways, let's get into our last topic for today. This is going to be a pretty short video today because honestly, I mean, I can only talk about so much when it comes to the Golden Globes and the Screen Actors Guild, because I'm not big on the awards show stuff. I just don't view that stuff anymore. I just don't. It's fun to talk about, but generally speaking, this year it's not like a huge like wow, like I didn't expect that guy. Again, the only one was like Jared Leto, The Little Things. That one pretty much surprised me. I would also say in the Golden Globes, Promising Young Woman getting a little bit more attention than I thought it would. I thought that Carey Mulligan would get her nomination, which she did also at the Screen Actors Guild, but they also got nominated, I believe, for like Best Writing and Best Picture. So, yeah, I was a little surprised by that. But the one that definitely surprised me was Jared Leto for The Little Things. That was definitely the big surprise coming out of both the Screen Actors Guild and the Golden Globes. But beyond that, let's get into our last topic for today, which is going to be about GameStop. So I'm pretty sure you guys have been waiting for me to talk about this topic. So there is a whole story that's going on with GameStop in terms of like their stocks rising dramatically. I don't know the whole story, so I'm not even going to try to tell you what it's about. But I can tell you that some film companies are pretty interested in telling the story rather quickly, because we have not only one, but two films based on the story in active development. So MGM Studios is developing a film based on a book called The Anti-Social Network, which I hope that's not the title. And apparently the author is looking to be in the writer's room in some capacity, so he's going to be contributing to the story. But the one that is fast-tracking right now is the one from Netflix. They already have a star set, which is going to be Noah Centineo, the guy from To All the Boys stories, whatever. He's going to be the next He-Man, supposedly. And Mark Bull, the writer from The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30, is in talks to write the script. And according to Deadline, the Netflix story, in quote, is having the intention to use the GameStop episode as a specific way to shine a light on the phenomenon of what social media has leveled the playing field and allowed the masses to challenge status quo gatekeepers for good and bad. And so it's basically going to be a lot about how social media can be a great thing and also be a bad thing. And I like that idea. I think that's an interesting idea, because social media is, yeah, there's so many great things about it and so many bad things about it. So I'm glad that that's kind of the angle that they're going for with the Netflix story. But I'm more interested to read more about the story. Basically, like what I read about it is that Wall Street was being Wall Street, and now Wall Street's being called out for being Wall Street. That's pretty much what I heard the story of the whole GameStop stock thing is about. And that's something with Reddit. I don't know, but yeah, interesting to know that they're fast tracking this. I'm curious to know, like, I don't know what the buzz is with the story. Like, is there something else within it that is causing studios to, because I've heard of studios fast tracking stories before, but not something like this recent. Have I seen something develop in this state, especially for a story, like I said, this recent? Because it's not like it's like some like huge revelation story. I mean, it's Wall Street. We've heard these stories before. Wolf of Wall Street, Wall Street. You can read up stories, Big Short. Like it's not like something that's like of a huge revelation on Wall Street. It's just we've seen these stories before. I think the reason why they're doing it is just because I think Netflix and MGM more than likely probably need something to keep them afloat, because Netflix right now, they have some good pieces there and there. Again, Malcolm and Mary, I've yet to see, but I'm not sure how their record is going in terms of viewership. Maybe MGM is also facing losses as well. Perhaps they think that this might be a vessel for them to gain some money right now if they just fast track this film in development. Same for Netflix, to possibly get more in subscribers and stuff for their service. I'm not sure, but the story doesn't seem like it's anything significant. I mean, it's Wall Street, guys. You guys never heard of Wall Street before? Wall Street's done these stuff millions of times, so it's not like anything brand new. It's just now they're being called out for it, which would not be the first time that Wall Street's ever been called out for something. So not sure what the whole the whole importance of getting these fast tracked. Again, I think it's just probably because they need some dough, and I think that this story will probably help them if they fast track it right now and develop it and get it released hopefully within this year. But in terms of what I've heard on it, it sounds like just Wall Street being Wall Street. I mean, I've seen that story before. I've seen it with The Big Short, and I've seen it with this and that. Not saying that I'm not interested for the film. I'm just saying that I just don't understand the significance of it, or what makes this story worth fast tracking versus millions of other stories. You know, I'm just curious as to what the significance is, and I'm pretty sure it's because of money. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm pretty sure these studios just have found something that they can get their hands on, and just because Netflix has been shopping around. I mean, they were going to get Godzilla vs. Kong at one point, and then Warner Media blocked the deal. So they've been looking all around. MGM's probably been doing the same. So now they found their gold, which is with this GameStop stock story. Now they got their hands on it, and now they're fast tracking it because they think that they can get some money out of it, probably. Because they're probably facing a little bit of a loss, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see it. Again, if Mark Bull's writing that script, I'll be interested. Because I love The Hurt Locker. I love The Hurt Locker. I've not seen Zero Dark 30, but I love The Hurt Locker. I love his work on The Hurt Locker. So yeah, so I'm interested for the story. I just question why it's being fast tracked like this, and I'm pretty sure it's because of money. So, but that's pretty much it for today, guys. That's pretty much it for these stories. Super Bowl is happening this weekend, so we'll probably get more stuff to talk about then. But you guys let me know your thoughts on the GameStop stock story. Of course, the passing of Christopher Plummer. Tell me your favorite movie from Christopher Plummer. Maybe I can start watching some of his other movies. Give me some recommendations on films that I can watch of his. The Dracula, of course, and of course with the awards buzz that's been going around. Let me know your thoughts. Any snubs, any surprises that you guys may have that you saw. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Pretty short. I'll be having my Malcolm and Mary review hopefully out by Sunday, so look out for that. And that is pretty much it for this review. This is pretty much it for this collab video. And I guess I'll catch you guys next time. Be safe, be protected, be social distance, wash your hands, and we'll get through this together, guys. We'll get through this together. So I'll catch you guys. I'll catch you guys next time. If you can't tell, I'm exhausted. I actually saw WandaVision last night, and good episode. I gotta say, not too bad of an episode. I questioned some stuff in it so far. I'm not like over the moon by it, but last night's episode, not too bad. Not too bad. So, but yeah, that's it for this collab video, and I'll catch you guys next time.